Good evening, South Tama Trojan fans. Welcome to Trojan Country. I'm Darvin Graham, and I'm joined by my co-host, Keith Kiana. We are just moments away from the start of this girls' varsity contest between South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg. Got in a little bit late today, so we're going to jump in right as the tip-off happens here. At the tip, it's going to be South Tama's Jeanette Cervantes, and Keith, give me the who's that for the Vikings?
Vinton-Shellsburg, Alyssa Griffin.
All right. Vinton-Shellsburg with the tip tonight, an audio-only broadcast. Due to some restrictions put on by the Vinton-Shellsburg School District, we are broadcasting audio-only this evening. So nothing wrong with your video feed. We are audio-only tonight. So the Vikings start with a tip, and we are underway. A missed shot on the end for Vinton-Shellsburg, and here come the Trojans for their first possession. It's Kayla Heck out of the gate with a little 5-foot jumper off the backboard and in for two. South Tama takes an early lead. 2-0 at the start of the first. Opening possessions here between South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg. The Vikings draw a foul on their end of the court. Starters for the Trojans tonight: Jeanette Cervantes, Kayla Heck, Takaya Rosenberger, Ziera Capeyu, and Arrow Lyons. Typical, about the same starting lineup we've seen a lot of the season for the Trojans. And Keith, if you can give us the starters for the Vikings.
Starting for Vinton-Shellsburg is number 10, Abby Davis. Number 11, Sophia Krunthner. Number 15, Ashley Meyer. Number 33, Alyssa Griffith. And number 44, Briley Bruce.
All right, those are your starters tonight, as we've got two free throws there by number 15, Ashley Meyer. And we're at 2-2. A steal on the inbound pass. Vinton-Shellsburg converts at the other end, and it's Meyer again. She's got all 4 points for Vinton-Shellsburg. They're leading 4-2 as we near the 7-minute mark here in the first quarter. First quarter action. South Tama, Vinton-Shellsburg. The Trojans with the ball in their half court. They take it out of bounds from the sideline. Arrow Lyons with the ball. Now top of the key to Ziera Capeyu. She tries the three. Well off the mark. Out of bounds, turnover to the Vikings.
Looks like Emma Harwick already checked into the game for South Tama.
And Bradley Bruce on the bench getting attended to here. So both teams having to go to their bench early on. The ball on the Vinton-Shellsburg side, it was Kalinda Burke getting tied up underneath, and she stepped out of bounds, turned the ball over to South Tama. Trojans will have it, and Takaya Rosenberger getting it up the half court. Trapped near the half court line, hands it off to Heck. Kayla Heck along the sideline, stolen away by Meyer. Meyer heaves it up the court. The fast break for Griffith is no good. Ball tips around and ends up coming down to Kayla Heck. South Tama with the rebound, and they're on the run now. Ziera Capeyu near the free throw line. Errant pass and a loose ball. Traveling called on South Tama as Arrow Lyons just trying to corral the ball. Got it long enough to travel, pretty much.
Quick rushing movement by South Tama. They're not really comfortable out of the gate. Vinton-Shellsburg set up a half-court trap defense. And
so here's
flustered the Trojans a little bit.
Absolutely. Into the game for the Vikings, Julia Johnson. And the Vikings on their half court. 4-2 the score with 5:44 on the clock. First quarter action just getting started here in Vinton. A missed shot by Abby Davis, but a steal after the Trojans came down with the rebound. A foul will be called before the Vikings could get it back up and into the lane for a shot. And now Griffith. Quick pass out to Johnson. She fires a three off the mark. Kayla Heck the rebound. Trojans still trailing by 2, 4-2 at the 5:22 mark. STC back in their half court. Takaya Rosenberger with the ball. Gets double teamed near the top of the key. Gets it away to Capeyu. Capeyu dodging into the lane. Last second shot, and it's good for two. Tie score 4-4. Long pass up the court, quickly getting Vinton-Shellsburg into their set. Davis into the lane. Underhand shot is no good, and out of bounds the call.
Vinton-Shellsburg doing a nice job getting the ball up the court, running the lane, getting someone out in transition, and they're finding them with those long passes, and South Tama's got to get back and defend that.
All right, South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg still tied up 4-4 with 4:48. What a steal. The Vikings steal it away on a fast break. Griffith with the points and the bucket at the end. Griffith just caught the outlet pass, was ready underneath the hoop, and easy layup there. 6-4 now the score. As STC again turns it over. South Tama really been struggling with ball control. Griffith again, this time takes it up the half court herself, driving into the lane, catches the foul, and gets the bucket. So the and one opportunity here for Alyssa Griffith, the 5'11 senior forward for Vinton-Shellsburg. 8-4 is the score as Griffith goes to the line to try and make it a three-point play. The shot is good, and that will make it 9-4. Trojans trailing. Timeout on the court. South Tama down by 5. We'll be right back after this. All right, we're back live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School out of the timeout. South Tama trailing 9-4 in this girls varsity game with 4:27 on the clock in the first.
So inbounding Kayla Heck. Gets it into Rosenberger. She drives the lane. Off the mark. And rolls off the rim, rebounded by Briley Bruce. And she will get it up to Davis. And quickly up the court, the Vikettes go. The corner to Johnson. She hits the three. First three-pointer for the Vikettes early on in the game. And it is now 12-4. Vinton-Shellsburg. Rosenberger over to Caillou. Drives baseline. Floater. Rebounded by Bruce. One-handed baseball pass up the court to Johnson. And she finishes at the hoop. Wow, that was a beam. So Amanda Heck just across half court. She'll pick up her dribble, finds Arrow Lyons at the high post. Her shot is off the mark. Here's Johnson after another full court pass. Count the basket and the foul. I guess that is the game plan coming in. Just get the ball out in transition for Vinton-Shellsburg, and they're capitalizing, and South Tama not getting back on the defensive side of the ball.
Vinton-Shellsburg coming into this one 4-2 and are kind of right in the hunt of things in the WaMaC West, as they've had a couple of good years here, really have been up. I think maybe sniffed the state tournament a couple of times and are kind of a program on the upswing as far as I can tell in the last couple of years.
Oh, here's Amanda Heck. Gets it across half court. Half court trap set in there by the Vikings. Gets it over to Alyssa Griffith, and she finishes at the rim. South Tama not comfortable at all in the half court as the Vikettes set up a half court trap. Here's Rosenberger, top of the key. Takes up her dribble, she's trapped. Finally gets it to a turnover. Hit off the feet of Jeanette Cervantes. Alyssa Griffith the other way, misses the layup. Put back by Briley Bruce.
21-4 the score now with 2:34 on the clock, first period. South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg here tonight. We're live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. Tonight is an audio-only broadcast for us here on Trojan Country. And so sorry we're not able to get you a video feed. But we will have live play-by-play action here for both the girls and the boys.
Martha Flores into the game. She puts up a shot. The Vikings get out in transition. Once again is Alyssa Griffith on the receiving end. There's Flores, top of the key. Tries to get it to Cervantes. It's intercepted by Kruthner. And she lays it in. So a quick spur of points after a slow start by Vinton-Shellsburg there. Capitalizing off of every South Tama turnover here. And here's Ashley Meyer, and she loses it out of bounds. Just trying to corral it.
25-4, big lead here for Vinton-Shellsburg early on as a 1-7 South Tama team coming off of a heartbreaking loss to the East Marshall Mustangs last night. Came down to a one-possession game, and Trojans on the wrong end of that one. They have to go back in action here tonight against a very loaded Vinton-Shellsburg girls team.
Martha Flores with the three-pointer, air ball, and it sails out of bounds. Checking in for Vinton-Shellsburg will be Tess Erickson, 5'6" junior. There's Johnson, gets it over to Erickson. Back to Johnson, top of the key, looks over to Burke. Trying to corral it, that was Ashley Meyer, finds Burke. Mid-range shot off the mark, and it is off of Jeanette Cervantes. It will stay with the Vikettes. 1:12 to go, first quarter. 25-4 Vinton-Shellsburg. Erickson take it out, gets it over to Johnson. Ashley Meyer. Off the mark three, offensive rebound by Erickson. And she'll set it up. Johnson, high post Griffith. Guarded by Belle Johansson. Gets it over to Burke. Corner jumper. Rebounded by Jeanette Cervantes. And a quick steal once again by Johnson. Gets it over to Meyer, misses the bunny. Rebounded by Jeanette Cervantes again. Finally finds Zara Capeyu. She brings it across half court. Loses the handle. Ashley Meyer the other way. Misses the layup. Gets her own miss and is fouled going up. That is on. Did not see who that was on. But anyway, it's Jenna Meyer. No, sorry. Ashley Meyer at the line with the free throw. As she registers her 5th point of the night. 28.6 seconds to go.
26-4 the score here in Vinton-Shellsburg. South Tama down against the Vikettes tonight. Girls varsity action here. We got boys varsity coming up in a little bit.
Pass is thrown over the head of Elena Igawanup now as she checks into the game. Ashley Meyer inbounding it to Julia Johnson. There's 8 points off the bench for Vinton-Shellsburg already in the first quarter. Guarded by Rosenberger. Splits the double team. Meyer over to Erickson. Back to Meyer. She looks to drive. Picks up a dribble. Skip pass over to Erickson and did not get the shot off in time. So at the end of the first quarter, the score, Vinton-Shellsburg 27, South Tama 4. And we will be right back after the break.
Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company. S&S Car Wash provides both automatic and hand wash services, as well as detailing for your vehicle. S&S Car Wash, your local car wash destination, with convenient locations in Toledo and Tama.
Welcome back to Vinton-Shellsburg High School. Start second quarter, 27-4 Vinton-Shellsburg as we begin the second quarter. Vinton-Shellsburg starts with the ball on their end. Gets it over to Peyton Clemenson, who's now in the game for the first time. Finds Abby Davis, who is fouled going up. Vinton-Shellsburg getting anything they want in the paint at the rim. The foul was on Jeanette Cervantes. That is already her second foul of the game, as Abby Davis goes to the line for 2 shots. And the first one is good. Vikettes running right now. Davis, Kruthner, Clemenson, Burke, and Meyer. Trojans right as of now is Cervantes, Rosenberger, Iguanup, Johansson, and Harwick. Rosenberger, top of the key, nearly gets it stolen, but Bell Johansson comes up with the ball. Tries to get it back to Johansson. Iguanup comes over. High post, Rosenberger drives the lane, shot up, gets blocked.
Covered up underneath.
And a foul on the rebound.
Some definite height advantages for this Vinton-Shellsburg squad tonight. Bruce and Griffith, 2 starters there, standing 5'11". Ashley Meyer, 5'11". Krutner, 5'8". South Tama really topping out probably around 5'7" on their roster. So some real advantages for Vinton-Shellsburg tonight. They're exploiting that a little bit down low. South Tama having a real trouble really getting active on the boards. 29-4 the score here early second period.
Rosenberger bringing the ball up past half court. No one really picked her up. She was able to get to the corner, puts up a shot off the mark, box out, rebound by Ashley Meyer. Finds it Clemenson. Off the mark, rebounded by Bruce, who is fouled going up for her shot. So Vinton-Shellsburg will be back at the line for more free throws, as that foul was on number 14, Takaya Rosenberger. That was already her 3rd foul of the game with 7:07 in the second quarter. Shot number 1 is good by Bruce. That gets her up to 3 points.
South Tama still has not scored since early in the first period, as Vinton-Shellsburg, and this is kind of what we've seen from this WaMaC schedule so far. These WaMaC opponents have been squarely dominant against South Tama in a way that the Trojans cannot even initiate an offense, just not even move the ball.
Nice offensive set. Well, Johansson was able to find Cervantes at the high post, but she throws it away. Bruce over to who's that? Clemenson in the corner. Clemenson down low finds Bruce. Gets her miss. And it was off of South Tama and will stay down there at Vinton-Shellsburg's end. Kayla Heck back into the game, checking in for Jeanette Cervantes. Griffith, Johnson, Erickson, Burke all check back in for Vinton-Shellsburg. And Kayla Griffith gets the inbound pass. Corralled down there by 4 Trojans, and she's fouled trying to go up. And that foul was on 15, Elena Iguanup. That is only her first foul as she comes off the bench tonight. First shot by Griffith is no good. South Tama up to 9 team fouls. Nearly 9.5 minutes into the game, and Vinton-Shellsburg is yet to commit one. And Griffith's second shot is an air ball. She shows signs of a little embarrassment coming down the court.
Trojans trailing still 31-4 as we near the halfway point of the second quarter. Glad you could be with us here on this cold December evening here near the Christmas holiday.
Some finds Grace McClintock. Rebounded by Griffith on the offensive board, and she lays it in.
Making it look easy down there. Alyssa Griffith.
I believe she is
playing like a
leading
senior
scorer this year, too.
Really a balanced scoring effort, I think, on the box score. You can look at their stats. Griffith, the only one averaging double figures, but they clearly have a lot of players that can get it done.
Rosenberger from the free throw line. Off the mark. That one had a chance. McClintock finds Griffith, who gets all the way down to the block before she's picked up. And tip pass by Rosenberger comes over to Kayla Heck. Now she finds Rosenberger. She brings it up the court. Over to the wing to Emma Harlick. Down low to Belle Johansson, and she is fouled. This will be and that is on the first on Kayla Griffith, and the first team foul of the first half for Vinton-Shellsburg.
Inbound pass from Heck, Rosenberger.
Down the court to Johnson, lays it in.
Nice job there. Vinton-Shellsburg executing the fast break. 5 minutes to go. Second quarter action, 35-4. Vinton-Shellsburg dominating here in this girls varsity contest tonight.
Kayla Heck off the mark, rebounded to Griffith. Vinton-Shellsburg has one person on the miss down the court already. South Tama not getting back, and there is 45, Kalinda Burke.
So yeah, I mean they start two 5'11" players, and they bring a 6-footer in off the bench, also a senior.
The height and the experience coming into effect here.
Yep. Against
this South Tama team, and Kayla Griffith once again down the court. She's now up to 13 team points. Timeout called by South Tama. 39-4 is the score with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Sharn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned Hallmark business from the South Tama community, Sharn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Sharn Weber's at 800-542-7980.
Keith Count.
All right, welcome back live into the action here out of the timeout. South Tama leading 39-4. And she misses her first. Keith, was that a fan coming up to you here in Vinton-Shellsburg?
I believe it must have.
Keith got recognized.
She recognized who I was
from the Hawkeyes track and field team.
Yep,
and
she asked if that was my mom on the bench, and I said yes,
excellent.
It was.
That's great to see. All right. Steal on the Trojans' end. Fast break coming here for Vinton-Shellsburg. Bruce down low, catches some contact. And she'll go to the line, maybe. No shooting foul. She'll take it in from the out-of-bounds line. Just about to halftime here, 3:53 on the clock, second quarter.
Three-pointer is good by number 10, Abby Davis. Oh, did they count? Yep, that is
they
three.
just put it on there, yep. South Tama just trying to move the ball around, and they're struggling. They're struggling even to do that tonight. And almost a takeaway, but a foul is called on the Trojans' offensive end. 42-5, the score. 3:32 in the second.
The three-point basket by Zara Capeyu off the inbound play. So that was a nice setup there. Rebound to Ashley Meyer. It's over to Griffith, who's done a lot of the damage. That is a three rolls in for number 11, Sophia Krutner.
Yeah. So everybody, tons of shooters getting active here against South Tama tonight.
Now Bruce steps in for that steal, and that's a foul on Kayla Heck.
45-8 the score. Vinton-Shellsburg dominating here in the first half. We've got boys varsity action coming up after this. It's a rare WaMaC girl-boy doubleheader. These two schools just deciding to throw caution to the wind and put both girls and boys teams in the same venue on the same night. The Vikings and Vikettes will come to South Tama in January. And we're glad to have the opportunity to catch both teams here tonight. One more shot coming for Vinton-Shellsburg. As Bruce makes it, and it's now 47-8. 3 minutes to go, first half.
He shot off the mark. Brought in by Johnson as she pushes the ball up the court.
Steal by Vinton-Shellsburg. Here come the Vikings on their end.
Myers shot off the mark, rebounded by Kayla Heck. Sarah Capeyu off the mark and off of Burke. So it'll stay on this end, right here in front of us. Kayla Heck to inbound. Gets it top of the key to Capeyu. She launches a shot. Off the mark, rebounded by Meyer. Here comes Krutner. Finds it down to Bruce, and she lays it up and in. Vinton-Shellsburg getting everything they want. As Capeyu gets it stripped. We're able to corral it to Heck. Top of the key to Arrow Lions. Sienna Defoe launches a shot. It's a good chance, rebounded by Lions.
Put back is no good for Arrow Lions. Trojans giving it up. Vikings on the other end.
It's Krutner, three-point shot. Off the mark. And it is a jump ball. I believe it will stay on that far end.
Stay on the Vinton-Shellsburg side.
Inbound to Burke. She launches a three. Rebounded by Kayla Heck. And here comes Takaya Rosenberger up the court with the ball. Foul called on Vinton-Shellsburg. That is the first on Julia Johnson.
49-8 the score now with South Tama in the hole against Vinton-Shellsburg. Minute 22 to go. Last bit here of the second quarter.
Arrow Lions top three-point line gets Kayla Heck over Rosenberger. She drives right. Sets it back up, and a steal the other way. Peyton Clemenson. And she travels trying to do a jump stop move instead of just laying it in. So give it back to South Tama. with Rosenberger. She comes right, splits the double team, gets it over to Emma Harwick. Back to Rosenberger, and it is off of Tess Erickson. Kayla Heck to inbound from the sideline in front of the student section. Gets it into Arrow Lions in the corner. Finds Defoe at the high post. Rosenberger gets it stripped by Julia Johnson as she lays it in on the other end.
Good timing there by Johnson. And good, just the confidence of being able to sprint ahead and keep the dribble, finish at the hoop. It's kind of a complex set of motions and things you got to think about in that sequence. And Vinton-Shellsburg displaying that confidence here tonight in spades. 27 seconds left to go, second quarter. South Tama trailing 51-8.
The turnover stolen by Clemenson as she finds Tess Erickson, who travels. Tried to pass in midair and got caught. Tangled up with Emma Harwick, who did a nice job going straight up. Here's Kaya Rosenberger. It's a screen from Heck. Loses it for a second, able to corral it, gets it to Arrow. Tipped away by Kalinda Burke, and that is the end of the first half. So the score at halftime, dominating performance by Vinton-Shellsburg so far as they take a commanding lead into the locker room, and
51-8.
51-8 at the end of the first half.
And this is our first look at this kind of what South Tama has experienced already in this WaMaC schedule. They've had some of these games that have unraveled kind of like this one has, and it's got to be a tough thing to walk in knowing that the hill is this steep to climb. But again, you look at the WaMaC and you look at the Class 3A rankings, and you see Vinton-Shellsburg, they're a top 10 team. So, I mean, it's not like it's not like this is just kind of anybody. You look at the 3A rankings, now they're about a week old, but Benton Community sits at number 3, Solon at number 6, CPU at number 7, Vinton-Shellsburg at number 9, Mount Vernon at 10. I mean, holy cow, like that's
half the WaMaC.
That's the WaMaC, yeah, in the top 10 of Class 3A. And of course, the girls, split up into 5 classes.
Marion,
and
15th
you got
at 4A.
Marion in 4A.
Clear Creek Amana, 7.
Clear Creek Amana up there. I bet you're going to see maybe 1 and 2A. No. So, yeah, I mean, WaMaC schools littered up and down the Class 3A and Class 4A rankings, and that's just kind of what South Tama has to deal with as a team that's not in that place and is more competitive with a team like we saw last night against East Marshall. Thankfully, we've got some opportunities to play teams like that. We're going to see Meskwaki Settlement, one of the Iowa Star Conference teams, a 1A school that I think will be a very competitive match for this girls team. That'll be exciting. We had a great matchup last night in terms of just evenly matched teams. And, yeah, it's just going to be hoping to find those silver linings in this season. And it's got to be the challenge, I think, for the coaches to try and coach through games like this and find improvements despite the shortfalls too. So we've got if you can hear through the background noise here, the dance team for Vinton-Shellsburg doing a dance routine, Christmas themed bit. And it's halftime here, Vinton-Shellsburg. We're going to go on a quick break. We'll be right back with the start of the third quarter, live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. Darvin Graham and Keith Kiana. Stick with us. We'll be back in a bit. Marquess Law Office in Toledo is a proud Trojan Country sponsor and supporter of STC activities. Attorney Mike Marquess and the staff at Marquess Law Office are here to help during life's most challenging moments. The attorneys at Marquess Law specialize in a variety of areas, including family law, criminal defense, real estate, and civil litigation. With a growing staff of legal professionals, there's a good chance Marquest Law can handle your case. Marquest Law. We care, we listen, we can help. Call 641-484-1001 or visit tamalaw.com for more. "2022 marks the 95th year in business for the State Bank of Toledo since opening in 1927. The State Bank of Toledo is Trojan Country's hometown bank, supporting its customers with loyal, friendly, and fair customer service. With 2 convenient locations, a full-service investment center, 24-hour ATM service, and online banking, you can't go wrong making State Bank of Toledo your financial services choice. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services, such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com. Medicap Pharmacy in Toledo offers free medication packaging and free delivery to surrounding areas. With convenient drive-up service and hours on Saturday morning, Medicap Pharmacy is always there for you. Visit with pharmacist Derek Townsend and his team by calling 484-6198 or stop by their location across from Fairway in Toledo. Medicap Pharmacy, locally owned and expertly operated. Welcome back live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. Darvin Graham and Keith Kiana with you this evening on the call in this WaMaC Conference matchup between the South Tama Trojans and the Vinton-Shellsburg Vikings. We've got double-header action tonight. We're in the middle of this girls varsity game. South Tama trailing big in this one, 51-8. Keith, give us some stats and some of your thoughts through that first half, if you would.
So first for Vinton-Shellsburg, Abby Davis with 5 points, Sophia Krutner with 5 as well. Ashley Meyer with 6, Julia Johnson off the bench with 12. Alyssa Griffith, this leading scorer, has 13. Riley Bruce, 8, and Kalinda Burke, 2. And for South Tama, the scoring mainly done by Zara Capeyu, as she has 6, and Kayla Heck with 2.
And so now we start the third quarter. South Tama with the ball. Starters back on the floor for the Trojans. Heck, the inbound pass stripped away. A missed shot on the Vinton-Shellsburg side, but a steal. Keeps the ball with the Vikings. Davis tried to go up for the loose ball. Out of bounds, the call. Well, no, a foul is going to be called. Davis drew a foul against South Tama. Zira Capeyu picks up her third. And Davis puts through the first of 2 shooting foul, so she'll get to shoot 2 here. And the second one goes through. 53-8 the score. South Tama into their half court now. Takaya Rosenberger dribbling baseline, quick shot, way off the mark. Loose ball picked up by the Trojans. Here's Arrow Lions. Oh, got robbed at the rim there. Bank shot just wouldn't fall. Loose ball picked up by the Vikings. Davis, top of the key, guarded by Rosenberger. Trojans switch. Heck on the zone. Pass down low. Meyer is called for traveling. That'll turn it over to the Trojans.
It's good defense by South Tama and Kayla Heck and Arrow Lions. They just stood straight up and let her run into her and let her slide her feet.
South Tama will walk it up the court. Rosenberger and Capeyu each working with 3 fouls here as we start the second half. South Tama just looking for some silver linings here against the number 9 ranked 3A team in Vinton-Shellsburg. Capeyu passes off to Heck. Heck pulls up for the jumper, no good. Loose ball, tracked down by Bruce. Quick transition up the court, a steal by Capeyu, who just picked a pass out of the air. And Capeyu brings it across the half-court line. 53-8 the score, 6:05 third quarter action. We're live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School tonight. Capeyu gets trapped in the backcourt, gets it down to Takaya Rosenberger, and she can't get the shot to fall.
We've had nice early looks at the rim. We just can't convert.
Davis down low to Griffith, and Alyssa Griffith converts the easy bucket underneath the hoop. The Vikings, of course, have a height advantage at nearly every position on the court here, and a steal in the backcourt for the Vikings. Abby Davis hands it off to Griffith. Griffith got some contact underneath, but she kept the shot alive and made it.
Nice tough take.
57-8. Zira Capeyu goes to the left side. Layup is no good. Rebound by Bruce, and here come the Vikings. Fast pace these Vikings are running. Davis for 3. open look for Abby Davis, and she makes it 60-8 here in the third. 4:42 on the clock, third quarter. Trojans rolling with this starting lineup. Has now some reserves coming in. Martha Flores, Sienna Defoe check in for Capello and Cervantes, who go to the bench. A fresh starting five check in for the Vikings. And it'll be Vinton-Shellsburg ball near the half-court line.
We are now in that window where there is a second half running clock.
With the score 60-8, boys varsity action coming up after this. So stick with us here. Kind of a different profiled Vinton-Shellsburg team on the boys' side. They just got their, was it their first win
they
last night?
They just got their first win as well
as did South Tama last night. So three-pointer by Julia Johnson is off the mark. Trojans with the rebound. Lyons puts up a shot off her back foot. Not really a good look there. Rebound comes down to Peyton Clemenson. Here come the Vikings on the fast break. They pump the brakes a little bit. Back the ball out to the perimeter. Working it around the horn. Three-pointer is no good by McClintock. Trojans with the rebound, and Flores will trot it up the court for the Trojans. 60-8 the score. As we make our way to the 3-minute mark in the third period here in this WaMaC Conference matchup here. Last action for the Trojans before the holiday break. Very different atmosphere tonight compared to what we saw last night against East Marshall.
This whole new five for Vinton-Shellsburg looks just as crisp on their offensive sets, just as well as the starters do. They're passing the ball well around the perimeter, letting the offense develop.
Yeah, you can tell that they're repping in practice with, with a very skilled first team.
Yep.
Yeah. Three-pointer for Vinton-Shellsburg finally after a lot of passing around the outside. It's no good. Tess Erickson was the shooter, and Flores come down with the loose ball. Cervantes throwing up a shot from the baseline, no good. Belja Hansen also into the game now for South Tama. Transition bucket for Peyton Clemenson. Makes it 62, I believe. We were at 62-8. South Tama has not scored yet in this second half. 62-8 the score. A missed shot on the Trojan side. Gives it back to the Vikings. Clemenson down low, gets a double team, and Burke able to finish off at the hoop. Burke, the 6-foot senior, comes in off the bench, and that's really a tough look to contend with, bringing their biggest, tallest player
off
in
the bench,
with off the bench. That's tough. 64-8 after the bucket by Burke. Minute 9 on the clock, third quarter. South Tama will walk it up the court. Martha Flores, the senior, tries to get it down low to Johansson, but Clemenson steals it away. She's going to try a layup. She draws the foul, and Clemenson will go to the line for two. Other action around the WaMaC West tonight. Benton Community taking on Clear Creek Amana at home, and Williamsburg hosting Center Point Urbana. Here's Clemenson on a 1-and-1. Flores gets it down low to Cervantes. 35 seconds to go, 64-8. Flores in and out, no good. Lyon, the putback, the second one is good. Arrow Lyon scores. That's the first bucket of the third quarter with 24 seconds to go. Arrow Lyons gets a field goal there. Even more reserves coming in. This is kind of an even deeper lineup we're seeing here at the end of this third, but a three-pointer nonetheless from number 30, Grace McClintock, making it 67-10. That's the end of the third. South Tama trailing 67-10 against Vinton-Shellsburg tonight. Marquest Law Office in Toledo is a proud Trojan Country sponsor and supporter of STC activities. Attorney Mike Marquest and the staff at Marquest Law Office are here to help during life's most challenging moments. The attorneys at Marquest Law specialize in a variety of areas, including family law, criminal defense, real estate, and civil litigation. With a growing staff of legal professionals, there's a good chance Marquest Law can handle your case. Marquest Law. We care, we listen, we can help. Call 641-484-1001 or visit tamalaw.com for more. All right, welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. South Tama trailing 67-10 against Vinton-Shellsburg tonight. And a dominant performance by the Vikings. We've got almost a third unit in for Vinton-Shellsburg. South Tama just kind of running with their normal rotation. A steal by Vinton-Shellsburg on the South Tama end gives it to the Vikings. Clemenson catches it in the middle of the lane, gets it out to Erickson. Shot is no good by Erickson. Rebound Cervantes, and Flores will take it up the court for South Tama. Early moments of the fourth quarter, 67-10 is the score. Good second effort there by Cervantes. And a bucket. That's Sienna Defoe there.
Yes, it was. Three-pointer.
Three-pointer by Sienna Defoe. South Tama steals it away near the half-court line. Flores trying to push the pace. Threw the ball away, intended for Johansson.
Tipped out of bounds. It'll stay down there for South Tama.
Aubrey Dolezal checking in for the Trojans. Defoe had the last bucket for STC. Can't get her shot to go, but she steals the ball on the defensive end. Gets it to Cervantes, and Flores now will clear it out and get the Trojans back into their half court. Continuous clock moving things along quickly here in the fourth quarter. 67-13 the score. A steal. Clemenson just got in the middle of a passing lane and stole it away from Flores. A steal, a foul before Cervantes could gather the ball up. She'll draw a foul.
Oh, three.
More rotation players checking in and out for Vinton-Shellsburg. Trojans with the ball in the half court. Martha Flores dribbling it around the outside to the right. Picks up the dribble, passes inside to Harwick. Kicks it out to Cervantes. Flores now from the left side. Trying to get it down low to Dolezal, and it goes out of bounds. (67-13). Vinton-Shellsburg in the half court.
It's a period where Vinton-Shellsburg will just look to run their offense, and if there's a shot, take it, but not forcing anything with this huge lead.
Erickson for three. It's good. Tess Erickson, the 5'6" junior guard, dumps one in for three, and that makes it 70-13. Flores in the half court. Pass tipped away. Turnover back to Vinton-Shellsburg. Here come the Vikings. But they couldn't hang on to it. It was Allison Kaut had the ball down low, and Trojans got a double team on her and stripped it away. Shot by Jeanette Cervantes, excuse me, off the mark. And Vinton-Shellsburg just back in their half court, just moving the ball around the perimeter. Like you said, Keith, easy does it. And just kind of a repetition thing here. More of, you know, with a game kind of put away like this, it's kind of more of an exercise rather than a contest. Paige Krosky checks in, the freshman guard, getting her first action tonight. It'll be Vikings ball underneath their own hoop. Three-pointer is no good for the Vikings. Addie Shavala, the shot, and Krosky dribbles it up. Gets it down low to Dolezal. Dolezal pivots, draws the foul. And Aubrey Dolezal will go to the line. Missed shot by Dolezal on the first. She'll have one more. Reminder, we got boys varsity action coming up after this. Shouldn't be too much longer. 2:24 on the clock left in this girls game as we've got continuous clock moving things along. Aubrey Dolezal has one more shot at the free throw line. This one in and out, no good. Vinton-Shellsburg the rebound.
Been a lot of those shots tonight too.
Also on for the Trojans, Peyton Vandewall. Krosky dribbles it hard up the sideline. Gets some contact down low on the South Tama side and just dribbles it out of bounds. 2-minute mark, South Tama trailing 70-13 here in this WaMaC Conference matchup tonight. Shavala again for three, this time again not there. Defoe the rebound. Defoe gets it down low to Harwick. Harwick into traffic. Shot is blocked. And traveling call on Vinton-Shellsburg. Here's the Trojans now in their half court. Krosky, pass stolen away. Fast break here for the Vikings. Addison Phippen couldn't get it to go. Loose ball, scramble underneath. A jump ball will be the call. The arrow goes to the Vikings, so they'll keep it. But the clock's still running here, under a minute now. And for those looking at the South Tama box scores in the last couple of weeks, and you're seeing some of these WaMaC Conference matchups, there's a missed 3 by Vinton-Shellsburg. Some of the scores looking very similar to tonight. About a 50-point difference. South Tama gets held to around 13. It's 13 tonight. We'll see if the Trojans can put in one more. Krosky throws it up, no good. And you might ask yourself, how do these end up the same? And with this continuous clock, kind of really, it kind of really changes the tenor of the game, I think, Keith. It's you can quickly see when things are moving downhill as fast as they are, why South Tama struggles to even get points against this third unit. As we've got a final score here, 70-13, your final. Vinton-Shellsburg winning tonight against South Tama. And, it's it doesn't in a game script that kind of plays out the way we see tonight. It doesn't feel like there's much room to breathe for a team like South Tama when they go down 30 points in the first quarter. It's really hard to kind of to do anything when you've got faster, bigger, stronger players taking the ball away nearly at every turn, and that kind of continued throughout the fourth quarter. But it makes sense that you've got, 6, 7 teams we counted in the top 10 rank, or in the IGS HAU rankings in the WaMaC Conference. It's going to make sense that these games are going to look very similar when you've got that level of talent playing South Tama. So anyway, a long way to say a tough night for the girls, and we're going to have boys varsity action coming your way in about 15 minutes. Any final thoughts on this girls game before we kind of move forward here?
For the girls, I think moving forward, we just stay a little bit more composed, not let the size differential, as they'll see in the future against different teams, intimidate them as much. I think tonight they came out a little intimidated. Yep. Maybe a little emotionally drained after that game last night.
Definitely possible.
But, and physically drained as well, because back-to-backs are not easy at any level in basketball. So fatigue may have set in, but at the same time, I think just persevering through and staying, working hard in the practice will come a long way, and I think we'll see some improvement from the girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
As the season goes on. So.
I think some of you look at the matchups that South Tama has had so far, and as I'm trying to scramble to get their schedule in front of me, but just thinking Marion, Center Point Urbana, Vinton-Shellsburg, these are all ranked teams. There's going to be teams that are less so. Further, we haven't seen Independence yet. We haven't seen Williamsburg yet. And so, some opportunities there possibly. We'll see Independence. Well, are we going to see Independence twice? No, we're not. So they must have been, that must be, since they've moved now to the east.
They moved to the other side.
There we go, yep. So Independence just one time. We'll get Solon, that'll be a tough one. But an opportunity against Meskwaki coming on January 16th. That'll be at the Meskwaki Settlement School gym. So that should be a fun one. And it's going to be WaMaC action the rest of the way after that January 16 meetup. The Trojans will have a girl-boy doubleheader to start the new year against Marquette Catholic. And that'll be at home at the Roundhouse. However, that'll be a tough one for the girls. Marquette Catholic girls coming in undefeated so far as I believe they're like a 1A team. If I get over to the boys' side, boys also undefeated, so maybe not the easiest matchup there, but you know, you can kind of drown yourself in hypotheticals and looking ahead too much. So we don't want to get too far down that road. But at any rate, we're going to take a break. We got about 12 minutes to go here before the start of the boys varsity game. We had a barn burner at home last night. South Tama trying to make it 2 in a row. Vinton-Shellsburg also got their first win last night. So it could be an exciting one here tonight between the Trojans and the Vikings. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Trojan Country.
Hey girl, what's this line you're dying to use? Rise and shine, set me straight. Hey girl, the way you act and the way you move. Leave home early, come back late. Girl, oh girl, I feel so bad. I can't remember when I felt this sad. Oh girl, I feel so bad. On and on, I feel so bad. Say girl, well, I can't stand still, I ain't feeling bad. Temperature's rising faster, faster. Say girl, well, tell me now and say it straight. Face to face, master, master. Oh girl, I feel so bad. I can't remember when I felt this sad. Oh girl, I feel so bad. On and on, I feel so bad. So bad. So bad. Oh girl, I feel so bad. I can't remember when I felt this sad. Oh girl, I feel so bad. On and on, I feel so bad. So bad. Hey girl, you keep pushing on and on. I just can't take it coming apart. Hey girl, you put a gun right to my head. When you pulled the trigger, broke my heart. Oh girl, I feel so bad. I can't remember when I felt this sad. Oh girl, I feel so bad. On and on, I feel so. On and on, I feel so. On and on, I feel so
Sharn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned hallmark business from the South Tama community, Sharn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Sharn Weber's at 800-542-7980. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com. Welcome back live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. Darvin Graham here with Keith Kiana tonight. And we are a few minutes away from the start of the boys varsity contest between South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg. The girls wrapped up a few minutes ago. Final score there was 30-13. South Tama again against a tough WaMaC schedule. More of the same tonight against Vinton-Shellsburg, the number 9 ranked Class 3A team in the rankings. And not a ton of stats to really linger on for the Trojans, as really nobody got any scoring going. But we're just going to move ahead to this boys game tonight. South Tama coming in, getting their first win of the season last night against East Marshall. That was an overtime thriller and really a fun game to be a part of. Coming in against a Vinton-Shellsburg team that also got their first win of the season last night. That was against Waverly Shell Rock.
Actually, Darvin, that was against Iowa Valley.
Okay, went the other way.
They went to Marengo last night and got the 51-32 win last night. So they are now in the win column as well.
That's right.
Season.
The girls went to Waverly Shell Rock. There we go. And Vinton-Shellsburg losses so far have come to West Delaware 2 times. Once against Solon, once against Independence, Mount Vernon, and last Friday they lost to Clear Creek Amana 68-53. This is a lot of upperclassmen really getting involved in this Vinton-Shellsburg lineup. 5 seniors, 2 juniors, or 5 seniors, 2 juniors. Well, that's not what I see here. Maybe I had that wrong from somebody else. But anyway, a lot of upperclassmen, not a ton of kids in double figures so far. Cameron Dunbar and we got a basketball colliding with our table here. Dunbar and Austin Kemp, the leading scorers, are the three-point shooters, but haven't really been terribly successful so far this season. South Tama again tonight without Ivan Alvarado. He was a late scratch from last night's game against East Marshall with illness, and he's still out of the game. Not with the team tonight, so hope to see him after the Christmas break. Some thoughts for you. You want to give us run down our starters and just kind of set up this matchup from your perspective, Keith?
Yes. So for South Tama, it'll be the same 5 who contributed heavily last night in that overtime win against East Marshall. It'll be Cade Rosenberger, 5'6" junior guard, Daniel Weiss, 5'10" junior forward, Kingston Davenport, 6'2" forwards, the sophomore forward, Pella Weiss, the foreign exchange student, 6 foot senior guard, and Jeremy Dolash down low in the block, a 6 foot junior, Jeremy Dolash. So for this game, I really expect to see the same game plan similarly as I saw last night with East Marshall. The Trojans need to get involved with Kingston and Pella, get their touches, get the post touches is what I was referring to. So yeah. The post touches are going to be critical. As we saw last night with Kingston, he really elevated his game a little bit this season by getting post touches and capitalizing on the lower-sized East Marshall team. But tonight, different story, as Vinton-Shellsburg has quite a bit of height. There are quite a few players for Vinton-Shellsburg that are above 6 feet. So he'll have some work to do down low in the block, as he'll have to be on his A game to get the same result as he had last night. So, and Cade Rosenberger and Daniel Weiss, they were great contributors last night, as well as Daniel really found his footing in the second half, scoring all of his points in the third and fourth quarter and in overtime. So him attacking the lane, kicking it out for an open three is going to be big. With the size, I believe they're going to be looking to block some shots, get some rebounds. So kicking it out for an open shot is going to be critical in this game as well. And movement without the ball is going to be critical as well. Pella Weiss last night did an awesome job finding the open spots in the three-point line, and he'll need to do the same tonight and maybe capitalize on a few more three-pointers. As last night, as he only had 2 made threes in that entire game last night. So.
And that's really kind of his contribute. I mean, he's really not much of a scorer down low, and gets a lot of his work done from the outside. So that's a big threat, especially with Alvarado not in the lineup tonight. But that really should help things along. We see Wyatt Capeu hopefully coming into the lineup after the new year. He's going to be a big body down low. Yeah. Should be a playmaker to really set next to Alvarado as a smaller kind of slasher type. Yeah. And that if Rosenberger or Weiss have a shot going, and those other two are staying athletic and on their game, I don't know that South Tama becomes a team to beat, or I don't know that we gain an edge against some of these other WaMaC schools. The rosters are going to be too deep, and we're still going to be undersized a lot of the way. I think we get a lot more competitive, though.
Yes, I agree. I think the competition that from the boys will be up there. We'll be able to hang around with more of these teams as the season goes along, as we get more depth with Ivan and Wyatt coming back in to the lineup. So on the other end, though, for Vinton-Shellsburg, the starters are 1 through 5 in jersey numbers. So number 1, Cameron Dunbar, 6'1", junior guard. Austin Kemp, number 2, 5'11", senior guard. Number 3, Reese Trox, a 6'2", senior guard. Hudson Carlin, 6'2", senior forward. And Bennett Rickles, a 6-foot senior guard, rounding out the lineup.
Last year, South Tama broke a 7-game losing streak and got a win against Vinton-Shellsburg, one of the few wins that South Tama the boys have had in the last few years. In that one, Daniel Weiss led South Tama with 14 points, 9 of which came from the free throw line. And that's really what we've seen, the kind of MO for Daniel Weiss has been get active, be physical underneath, try and take charges, draw fouls, and just kind of get muddy down there. And that might be a factor tonight against Vinton-Shellsburg if he can get to the line and make some free throw shots.
Absolutely. Daniel and Cade Rosenberger are an excellent job at taking charges this season. They'll be looking to do the same thing against this much bigger Vinton-Shellsburg team. So looks like Vinton-Shellsburg, they're a little bigger in size as well.
But also not like
muscle-wise as well.
Right.
So strength-wise. So they'll probably be looking to attack the basket to get aggressive, and hopefully Cade and Daniel will be there to take one or two of them each from tonight.
So both of these teams coming in on a back-to-back, and so that at least sets them both on the same footing from a conditioning standpoint and a fatigue standpoint, if you want to look at it that way. And here we go. We're ready for the tip-off. On the court for the Trojans, Dolash, Matthew Weiss, Pella Weiss, Cade Rosenberger, and Kingston Davenport. No Ivan Alvarado tonight as he's out with illness.
And on the floor for the Vikings, Dunbar, Kemp, Trucks, Carlin, and Rickles.
At the center will be the senior forward, Hudson Carolyn, against Dolash. The tip goes to South Tama. Nice job there by Dolash. Cade Rosenberger starts with it, top of the key. Goes left. Dolash works it around to the other side. Pella Weiss down low to Rosenberger now. Step back, jumper is good. Cade Rosenberger, fade away for 2.
Cade continuing right where we left off last night with the nice paint touch fadeaway jumper.
Now here's Bennett Rickles working the ball top of the key. Passes it over to Dunbar. Three-pointer off the mark from Rickles. Carrollin the rebound. Kemp, he tries a three, and it's good. Austin Kemp scores first for Vinton-Shellsburg. They lead 3-2. Opening moments of this boys varsity game. Daniel Weiss into the lane. He gets a shot to go.
Similar game plan for South Tama for each player individually, as we saw last night with Daniel getting into the lane, being aggressive, and going up strong as well.
There's the three-pointer off the mark from Vinton-Shellsburg. Rebound, Pella Weiss. Daniel Weiss will take it up the court now. Kingston Davenport dribbles in, kicks it out to Rosenberger. Rosenberger backs it out, setting it up. Dolash tried to get it down low to Daniel Weiss. Ball goes out of bounds. Turnover to the Vikings.
Some miscommunication on that play to force the turnover.
6:22, first quarter action. South Tama leading 4-3 after a bucket by Rosenberger to start the game and a layup from Daniel Weiss. Here comes another three-pointer off the mark, front of the rim, no good for Kemp. Davenport the rebound. Trojans on the move. Rosenberger hands it off to Weiss. Daniel Weiss into the lane, dumps it over to Kingston Davenport. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings, and so Kingston Davenport will inbound from the baseline.
There it is.
Here's Davenport. Good look underneath. Doesn't quite get it to go. Out on Vinton-Shellsburg. Will keep it on the South Tama side. 4-3 the score. First quarter. Davenport to inbound. Inbound pass gets tipped out of bounds. We'll just restart it again. Still South Tama ball from the sideline this time. Davenport gets it into Pella Weiss. Rosenberger against Rickles, hands it off to Daniel Weiss. And Weiss draws a foul. And I believe that's going to be on Rickles. First team foul for the Vikings. 4-3 the score, first quarter. And a violation. South Tama couldn't get it inbound in time from the sideline. Trojans working again with two players on the bench in the absence of Ivan Alvarado. Fouls, a danger zone for STC. Vinton-Shellsburg passing it around. Ball gets tipped out of bounds in the half court.
Nice active hands on the defensive end to force that tip pass. That's really been a factor for South Tama on defense. They've been active on defense with the hands, disrupting the passing lane and forcing those turnovers.
Dunbar to Kemp. Now Rickles, top of the key. Three-pointer. It's good from Cameron Dunbar. Two three-pointers have been the whole of it for Vinton-Shellsburg in this first quarter. They lead 6-4 after the bucket a moment ago. South Tama now in the half court with Daniel Weiss. Ball gets worked around to Pella. Cade Rosenberger, top of the key, passes out to Daniel. Pella Weiss backs it out. Still passing it around. Daniel Weiss, long three-pointer off the mark. Rebound Truax. Truax on the fast break. Layup is good. The transition bucket gives Vinton-Shellsburg an 8-4 lead as we got a timeout on the court.
Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company.
Welcome back out of the timeout. South Tama trailing 8-4 against the Vinton-Shellsburg Vikings. First quarter action here in this boys varsity matchup. Trojans back onto the court with the starting five. Rosenberger, Davenport in the backcourt. Pella Weiss, Daniel Weiss on the wing. And Jeremy Dolash in the high post. Pella Weiss getting it down low to Dolash. Kicks it out, back out to Pella Weiss. Three-pointer is good. Pella Weiss for three.
That's what we need a little bit more of from him. Made threes. He had good looks last night, just wasn't able to hit a whole lot of them.
8-7, but there's a response from Vinton-Shellsburg. Cameron Dunbar again, good from three. 10-7 after the bucket by Dunbar. 3:48 on the clock, first quarter. Trojans drawing some double teams here in this zone defense. Another bucket from Pella Weiss, again from the right corner. That's a good sign for South Tama if he's hot in the first.
It's a great sign. We need he already matched his 2-point makes from last night.
Vikings in the half court. Rickles passes out, another three. These Vikings are going to just shoot the three all night long, it feels like. A missed shot that time. Davenport the rebound. Davenport lost the handle, loose ball, picked up by Weiss. He passes out to Rosenberger, who's directing traffic from the perimeter. Dolash to Pella Weiss. Long three-pointer, no good. Davenport the rebound, good effort there by the sophomore. Kingston Davenport, the jumper, off of the comeback rebound.
Pella Weiss, a little rush three, but Kingston was there to get the offensive board and finish it.
South Tama leading by 2, 12-10 the score, with 2:39 in the first quarter. Still the starters on for Vinton-Shellsburg. Got a couple looking to check in here, though. Missed shot, scramble underneath the hoop. Dunbar got the bucket and the foul against, well, it looked like Pella Weiss thought he might have gotten the call, but we'll see who gets awarded the foul there.
It's going to be a blocking foul. Cade Rosenberger.
So it'll be Rosenberger to pick up the charge. And just the second team foul. And that will, it was a shooting foul, so that will send Dunbar to the line for 2. We're tied at 12.
Yes.
No, excuse me, it was a bucket, so this is the and one.
This is the and one, yep.
So the bucket from Dunbar ties it up at 12. He's at the line to try and take a 1-point lead.
Coach Peska's trying to plead his case that he believes Cade was set. And I agree with him. I thought he was as well.
Dunbar with 2 3-pointers and an and one play there for 6. Dunbar tipping a pass. The Vikings stealing it away. Rickles comes down with the loose ball, but that came from the acrobatic effort there by Cameron Dunbar. Missed shot on the Vikings end. Pella Weiss the rebound. Trojans moving it back up the court now. Under 2 minutes to go. Pella Weiss the three.
Another three.
From downtown. Oh my goodness. He doesn't know where that three-point line is. He'll take it from 3 feet back if you let him. Vinton-Shellsburg, credit to them. They're responding. Each time South Tama is coming out with a bucket. Who did you get that last one, Keith?
On the steal?
On Vinton-Shellsburg's last shot there.
Oh, number 55, that was Brody Klein.
So Klein, a 6'3" junior forward.
Big kid, too.
Yeah, built like a lineman.
Yep. He'll be giving Jeremy a handful down low as he's on him at the high post.
Minute 23, tie score at 15 all. South Tama with the ball in their half court. Aiden Auclair into the game for South Tama now. Auclair hands it off to Rosenberger. Rosenberger working into traffic, into a double team, no good. Auclair gets it to Rosenberger, fade away, not good. Dolash scrambling, and he has to let it go out of bounds. Nowhere to go there. And that gives it back to the Vikings. with 59.9 seconds on the clock in the first quarter, an active first quarter here, and we're getting what we bargained for, I think, Keith. Just a real close, exciting game.
Oh, yeah. Both these teams looking to feel that win energy again.
Yep.
And I think that's probably what both teams are feeling here.
Three-pointer by Rickles is good. Bennett Rickles connects, and the Vikings lead by 3, 18-15, 35 seconds. Transition and a turnover. South Tama tried to get it up the court. And was that just out of bounds, I think?
Yep. Cade was dribbling, lost his footing, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Happened right in front of the Vinton-Shellsburg bench, so they'll take it out of bounds from midcourt. Kemp to inbound. Ryan Savola off the bench, handling the ball from the point. Synced up game clock and shot clock as we wind down the first quarter here from Vinton-Shellsburg. Savola just holding it, not looking to move too much. Now to Dunbar. Dunbar catches the double team from the zone. Savola to Truax. Truax baseline. Shot's no good. And the last second bucket from Brody Klein. You hear the crowd making noise, and Brody Klein just caught the rebound.
He was fouled as well.
He was fouled. Oh, my goodness. So the home crowd giving it to their junior bench player, Brody Klein, who scored at the buzzer. 20-15 the score.
And that foul was on Heloise. Klein missed the and one as he was out there by himself.
So that will do it for the end of the first. South Tama 15, Vinton-Shellsburg 20, in a back and forth offensive battle here in Vinton-Shellsburg. We'll be right back after this.
2022 marks the 95th year in business for the State Bank of Toledo since opening in 1927. The State Bank of Toledo is Trojan Country's hometown bank, supporting its customers with loyal, friendly, and fair customer service. With 2 convenient locations, a full-service investment center, 24-hour ATM service, and online banking, you can't go wrong making State Bank of Toledo your financial services choice. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back in live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. Darvin Graham and Keith Kiana with you live on the call tonight. South Tama boys in action here as we start the second. STC trailing 20-15 after some just kind of a last-second scoring spurt here by the Vikings.
Yeah, and it was all caused by costly turnovers by South Tama towards the end of the quarter. Roseberger slipped, coming up the court with the ball and just being a little careless.
It'll be Vinton-Shellsburg to start with it in the second. Missed shot from the baseline. Loose ball getting tipped around. Kingston Davenport came down with it. Trojans in the fast break. Daniel Weiss going 2-on-1. And Weiss converts at the other end. Daniel.
Nice strong take by Daniel as he got the outlet pass from Cade.
Daniel Weiss with 4. Pella Weiss with 9, leading the Trojans so far. Here's the Vikings in their half court. Savola tries a 3. This one's off the front of the rim. Rebound goes to Dolash. 7:09 on the clock in the second quarter. Trojans looking to regain some space here a bit. South Tama calls a timeout. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I mean,
Cade picked up his dribble, got stuck. To avoid the 5-second call, he called timeout, which I think is a very smart play to save the possession.
oh, he must have been in the backcourt still.
Yeah, he was getting trapped by the...
There we go, yeah.
Yep.
Timeout on the court. South Tama down by 3 here against Vinton-Shellsburg. Is the final action of the season for both the girls and boys basketball teams. We'll go into the holiday break after this one. Look forward to getting back in action in January. And stay tuned to our Facebook page. We'll get the winter schedule announced in the coming days here. Out of the timeout, Trojans with the ball, down by 3. Kingston Davenport hard into the lane, draws the foul, and Davenport will go to the line for 2. Foul was on Hudson Carolyn. And it'll be a shooting foul. 2 shots coming here for Davenport. First one bounces twice, but it falls good for 1. Rickles in for Savola.
Starters for both teams are back on the court.
And Davenport's second one, this time no good. Rebound goes to Kemp. Vikings back in their half court. Looking to shoot the 3. It's been a lot of three-point shots from Vinton-Shellsburg tonight. This time it was Rickles going into the paint against Davenport. His shot was no good, and the ball went out of bounds. Last touched by the Vikings.
Full court pressure by the Vikings just to speed the game up a little bit.
Loose ball. Well, a pass kind of tipped away. Picked up by Vinton-Shellsburg. Fast break.
Charging foul.
And a charge against the Vikings.
Once again, it was Cade Rosenberger taking the charge. He was able to get back and set his feet in time.
And that'll be Cameron Dunbar's first personal. South Tama quickly trying to get it up the court. And fast pass goes out of bounds on the South Tama end on their baseline. Last touch by the Vikings. So Davenport will inbound from underneath his own hoop. Trojans trailing 20-18 with 6:20 to go in the second quarter. Here's Cade Rosenberger from the perimeter. Daniel Weiss now on the sideline, dribbles out of bounds, has it knocked out of bounds. Inbound pass to Pella Weiss. Trojans still in the half court. Davenport goes baseline, has it blocked by Carolyn, and he gets called for the foul. Hudson Carolyn, I think that's his second now.
His second. He was really unhappy with that call. He thought he got all ball, and
Kingston Davenport back to the line.
Might have called him for the hand check too, going up with that.
Davenport's first shot off the mark. Brody Klein coming in. He had that last second buzzer beater layup to close the first. He checks in for Carolyn. Davenport one more shot. Again, a shooting foul. Rattles it in, good. 1-point game, 20-19 after the free throw by Davenport. 6 minutes to go, second quarter. Vikings with the ball in their half court. Another three-pointer, this time in and out. It was Rickles. Trojans with the rebound. Kingston Davenport has it stolen away by Austin Kemp. Kemp converting on the other end. Layup from the right side by Kemp makes it 22-19. Another steal. Trojans having a hard time hanging on to it, getting it up the court. This time offensive. It was Daniel Weiss getting it stripped away. And another offensive foul called against the Vikings.
I believe that one was on Cameron Dunbar. That is also his second.
So a little bit of foul trouble here as we go into the second quarter. One-handed pass up the court to Dolash. Trojans quickly set up their half court. Rosenberger guarded by Kemp. Klein comes out for the double team. Rosenberger dribbling through traffic, has it knocked away, stolen away by Rickles.
Vikings, nice active hands, able to strip that one
Vikings work it down low to Klein. Klein trying to muscle his way to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Loose ball picked up by South Tama. Davenport gets it to Dolash. Dolash strong to the hoop. Can't get it to go, but Rosenberger was right there for the cleanup for 2. South Tama still within 1. Love to see Jeremy Dolash go into the hoop.
Yes.
You know, he's going to get him to fall as he gets more comfortable there. But those big shoulders of his really can do some work if he can feel confident to do so.
And he showed that strength, too. He lost the ball going up, but he was able to corral it, and another 3 for Vinton.
The crowd making some noise there for Tanner Brownell getting the 3-point bucket. Brownell in off the bench for the Vikings, and back to a 4-point game, 25-21. Trojans in the half court. Daniel Weiss against Rickles. Drives in, picks up the dribble, passes back out. Rosenberger a 3. Hard off the back of the rim. Klein the rebound. And now the Vikings coming up the other way. Brownell again. He'll heat check. No good. And Davenport the rebound. 3:39 on the clock. Trojans trailing 25-21. But Dolash finds an opening at the rim. Easy bucket for 2 and a timeout called by Vinton-Shellsburg. 25-23 the score. Midway into the second quarter.
S&S Car Wash provides both automatic and hand wash services as well as detailing for your vehicle. S&S Car Wash, your local car wash destination with convenient locations in Toledo and Tama.
Welcome back live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg in their first WaMaC Conference meeting of the season tonight. South Tama got their first win in a long time against Vinton-Shellsburg last season, and they're looking to get another one here against a 1-6 Vikings team that just got their first win, along with South Tama, who got theirs against East Marshall last night. So a good matchup tonight in the WaMaC, and it's a 2-point game coming out of this timeout. Trojans trailing by 2.
And early on, I think the competitive level is pretty much equal at this point between these two teams. So it's going to come down to an exciting finish, as it's been close. It's been within 5 points, I think, the entire game.
It has. Yep.
This will be another exciting game for the boys team tonight.
Here's Caleb Mott, a 6'1" guard, into the game, getting his first look tonight. He'll inbound it from the baseline. Rickles catches a double team near the half-court line. Klein working down low. Will draw the foul, and Klein gets the bucket and the foul, and will go to the line to try and make it 3.
That is just really tough to defend there. He's just using his big body frame to really muscle off 2 defenders as they were on him, and that is Pelawi's second foul.
Personal. So he's the only one that's in foul trouble so far for the Trojans, and Klein makes the free throw. And Klein now with 6. 28-23 the score, 3:12 on the clock. Here's Daniel Weiss, fast break into the lane. Weiss converts at the rim for 2.
He is not afraid of Klein down low. He took it right at his chest, and he was able to finish that.
3-pointer by Savola, not there. Scramble underneath for the rebound. Goes out of bounds, last touch by the Vikings. Dunbar and Truax check in for Brownell and Dunlap. Or Mott, excuse me, not Dunlap. Just under 3 minutes on the clock here in the second quarter. Trojans with the ball in the half court. Daniel Weiss guarded by Rickles. Gets into the free throw line. Pull-up jumper is good. Daniel Weiss finding his shot here in the second quarter.
He's now up to 8.
Savola, underhanded shot in the baseline. And
they hit the top of the
okay.
poles there above the backboard, so give it back to South Tama.
Trojans getting a little pressure here in the full court. Kingston Davenport gets it across the line. Three-pointer from Daniel Weiss, not good, off the front of the rim. Out of bounds, Vikings ball. Vinton-Shellsburg still leading by 1, 28-27, with 2:19 on the clock in the second quarter. Pella Weiss getting into a passing lane there as the Vikings trying to work it up the court, stealing it away. Here's South Tama back on offense. Daniel Weiss, shot's no good, but Kingston Davenport with a putback and 2.
A timeout called by Vinton-Shellsburg.
So Vinton-Shellsburg gives up the bucket on the kind of just a lapse of attention there at half court. And the Trojans now leading by 1.
Trojan Country fans, come on down to the Pump, Tama Toledo's #1 bar and grill. Located in downtown Tama at 218 West 3rd Street, the Pump serves up cold drinks, a warm atmosphere, and an amazing lunch on the regular. Check out the Tama Pump on Facebook for regular lunch and drink specials, as well as details on their latest events.
Coming back out of the timeout, Vinton-Shellsburg trailing by 1 against South Tama boys varsity action in the second quarter. Here come the Vikings, working it up the court. And a turnover forced by the double team from Pella Weiss and Cade Rosenberger working against Savola.
The nice half-court trap there by the Trojans. As soon as he got across half-court, Pella and Cade just swarmed to Savola. And he stepped on the half-court line, and that's the turnover. Yep.
Davenport into the lane, draws the foul, and Davenport back to the line for free throws.
Even with the game last night, these 5 on the court that have been in the game the whole time are still showing that same energy as we saw last night against East Marshall, and that's a great sign to see as we head into winter, because then they'll be well conditioned enough to hang with the rest of the WaMaC.
I think so too. First bucket is good for Davenport, and the Trojans now lead by 2. He'll have one more, as it was a shooting foul underneath the hoop. Second one off the rim, loose ball scramble, and a foul. That's a tough one for Pella Weiss. Got to be heads up there, knowing what your foul situation is. He's going to get called for his 3rd personal. And so he'll go to the bench and will likely start the second half with 3 fouls. Got the 9 points out of him early in the first quarter. Been quiet in the second from long distance.
That was only the 4th team foul, so we're still well behind.
Managing it well.
Yep. That's just the guy we don't want to see in foul trouble.
Vikings moving it around the horn. Three-pointer off the mark from Truax. Here's Rickles. He tries a 3, not there. Daniel Weiss gets the rebound.
That was just an ugly shot from Rickles. He didn't really have his feet set, and he shot the ball from behind his head.
Dunbar tipped it away. South Tama just barely gets it across half court in time. Here comes Davenport, and he's called for the charge this time, going hard into the lane. So Davenport picks up his first foul. 5 team fouls for the Trojans. With 1:02 to go, South Tama leading here, 30-28. Under a minute in the first half. Vikings in their half court. Pretty much the starters out there right now for Vinton-Shellsburg to close down this first half. Aiden O'Clair onto the game now as Pella Weiss picked up his 3rd foul a moment ago. Three-pointer from Kemp is good. Austin Kemp has 2 3-pointers so far. Vikings up by 1. Back and forth we go between these 2 WaMaC competitors. 26 seconds, Trojans in the half court. Rosenberger working against Dunbar. Timeout. Coach Pesca calls South Tama to get over and try and reset their possession here. We'll be right back after this.
Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home in Tama is locally owned and operated, serving Tama, Toledo, and the surrounding areas. Cruzy Phillips offers both traditional and cremation services at the time of need, as well as pre-planned arrangements that give you and your family peace of mind. Through competent professionalism, the staff at Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home serves families with compassion and respect for their needs and wishes. That's why they offer services with unique options and attention to every detail. Obituaries and funeral home information can be found online at cruzy-phillips.com or by calling 641-484-3400.
All right, welcome back live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. Out of the timeout, South Tama trailing by 1, has the ball in the half court. 18 seconds here left in the first half. Cade Rosenberger passing and getting the ball back from Kingston Davenport. Dolash got it near the baseline and just not aware of where his feet were set and was out of bounds when he took the pass.
Yeah, I don't think Jeremy was really expecting that pass from Cade. Cade was coming hard down the lane, and I think he was just trying to get his man out of the way. That's just unfortunate timing.
Vikings with the ball now with 10 seconds to go. Dunbar's shot, no good. Cade Rosenberger grabs the rebound. 3 seconds to go. Rosenberger trying to close it out. Shot is off the mark. Some frustration there by Rosenberger as he heads to the locker room for the halftime mark. And Vinton-Shellsburg holding on to a 1-point lead. We've seen several lead changes in this first half, and looks to be an exciting one as we get into the second half here. We'll be back with some thoughts and a breakdown of the stats here in the first half after this.
Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com. Medicap Pharmacy in Toledo offers free medication packaging and free delivery to surrounding areas. With convenient drive-up service and hours on Saturday morning, Medicap Pharmacy is always there for you. Visit with pharmacist Derek Townsend and his team by calling 484-6198 or stop by their location across from Fairway in Toledo. Medicap Pharmacy, locally owned and expertly operated. Marquest Law Office in Toledo is a proud Trojan Country sponsor and supporter of STC activities. Attorney Mike Marquest and the staff at Marquest Law Office are here to help during life's most challenging moments. The attorneys at Marquest Law specialize in a variety of areas, including family law, criminal defense, real estate, and civil litigation. With a growing staff of legal professionals, there's a good chance Marquest Law can handle your case. Marquest Law. We care, we listen, we can help. Call 641-484-1001 or visit tamalaw.com for more. Sharn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned hallmark business from the South Tama community, Sharn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Sharn Weber's at 800-542-7980.
All right, welcome back live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. Darvin Graham and Keith Kiana here with you during halftime of this boys varsity contest. South Tama trailing 31-30 after a really back and forth first half of action. And I got Keith here with me. Tell me some of your thoughts and give us some stats here from the first half, if you would.
I thought both teams came out really energetic after last night. They both got their first win, and especially for South Tama, they haven't skipped a beat. Their energy is right where they want to be, and it's similar to last night, which is a great sign to see given that it's a back-to-back. So, and same for Vinton-Shellsburg. They have come out ready to play as well. So it's going to come down to, I think, whoever can make the most free throws at the end of the game, and whoever controls the ball. So some first half stats. First for South Tama, leading the way is Peloise with 9. He had 3 3-pointers in the first half, and in the second quarter got into some foul trouble. He is the only one with more than 1 foul. He has 3 fouls. Daniel Weiss is right behind him with 8 fouls. 8 points, excuse me. Kingston Davenport was 7 points. Cade Rosenberger with 4. And Jeremy Dolash contributing with 2. And on the other side for Vinton-Shellsburg, pretty evenly distributed scoring as well. Cameron Dunbar is leading the way with 8. Austin Kemp also with 8. Reese Trax with 2. Bennett Rickles with 3. Tanner Brownell off the bench with 3. And Brody Klein also off the bench with 6.
It really feels, I mean, the starting lineup for Vinton-Shellsburg, this is kind of an eyeball test, but it really felt like there's almost 5 of the same player, or kind of 5 of the same flavor of the same type of player out there. All kind of 6 foot, rangy, maybe two or three, a 2 guard or a 3 forward maybe. All of them mostly willing to shoot a 3-pointer. The Vikings a little bit profile a little differently when they bring in Klein off the bench. He's just kind of a bruising post player. And but also, you know, you think about some of the other, I think about Tanner Clark that we saw in against Center Point Urbana. Really more of a big tight end type build if you kind of think of the football profile. Klein more of a lineman build and not quite as athletic, but still, you know, a decent touch around the hoop as he got that last one to go at the end of the first quarter. Just a lot of shooters from this Vinton-Shellsburg team. And that's kind of been, I don't know that South Tama's had a too tough of a time, but it's kind of hard to zero in on one player when they're all kind of throwing shots up.
And that's what makes the team dangerous sometimes. Anybody on any position can step out and hit the 3 at any point. So that's what Vinton-Shellsburg has. They're not afraid. Everybody has a green light when it comes to shooting 3s. So, and on the others for South Tama, Pella really only has, that I know of, really has the green light to shoot 3. I know Cade and Daniel have the green light if they know that they're open and can take the shot. But Jeremy and Kingston have done a really nice job down low in the paint. I think Jeremy has been, even though he has not been doing a whole lot of scoring this season, he is a key factor for the boys team this year, and
not allowing South Tama to get thrown around in the post against, you know, you think of a lot of these WaMaC teams throwing out. You look at Hudson Carolyn tonight, a kid that WaMaC teams are going to have 3 of those kids standing 6'3", able to play the wing, but able to come down low. Maybe not the biggest bodied kid from a size standpoint.
Just an athlete.
Maybe Dolash but an athlete. Dolash gives up a couple inches, but his kind of size as a just as a, you know, you think of him as a D end and a tight end sort of player on the football field. That seems to be the helpful comp there. Able to kind of contain despite the length disadvantage for some of these teams in the WaMaC. So
absolutely, and Jeremy is really strong kid. He shows it. We're not wearing any sleeves on his basketball jersey, and those broad shoulders really do the trick down there. And he has shown that he is able to stick up with Brody Klein. He has taken a layup right into him and was able to finish and show off that strength. So Another player who is also not afraid of contact is Daniel Weiss. He took one also at Klein and was able to finish. And Daniel is a much smaller body than Brody Klein. So
yeah, Trojans active in the lane tonight, and that's good to see. And I think you're right on the money, Keith, when you say both of these teams taking the energy that they got from their wins last night into this one, maybe riding a little high than they maybe otherwise would. And I think that's making for a great game here.
Absolutely. And they know that they can get another one tonight, given that each team has had a little unsuccessful season so far. So looking to get 2 wins before winter break for either one of these teams is going to be crucial when it comes to the final standings in the WaMaC.
You bet. All right, 30 seconds to go here before the start of the third quarter. I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors. They include Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Salt Creek Wind, State Bank of Toledo, Sharn Weber's, Mark West Law, S&S Car Wash, Medicap Pharmacy, Iowa Premium, and Mercy Care Tama. Thanks to all those folks and local businesses and organizations for their support. All of our broadcasts here at Trojan Country are also made possible by the Charlie Townsley Memorial. And here we go, the buzzer sounds. We're ready to start the second half. It'll be South Tama to start it in the half court for the third quarter.
On the floor for the Vikings, Dunbar, Kemp, Truex, Carlin, Rickles, and for the Trojans, Rosenberger, Weiss, Davenport, Weiss, and Dolash.
Missed shot and a loose ball picked up by Carolyn from the Vikings. Fast break coming here. Rickles pumps the brakes. Here's a three-pointer from Truax, off the mark. Nobody home underneath the basket, and Davenport gets the easy rebound.
And a foul on Bennett Rickles there. Cade Rosenberger doing a nice job. It was a long pass. He came to the ball and let Rickles run into him and draw the foul.
Trojans to inbound. Davenport gets it to Daniel Weiss. 7:18 on the clock. Vinton-Shellsburg leading by 1, 31-30. Nobody yet to score. Davenport does, though. Nice pass from Daniel Weiss, getting it down low to Kingston Davenport, who finishes right underneath the rim. Dunbar working it around underneath the hoop, passes out to Kemp. Austin Kemp buries a three. First points of the half for the Vikings, and they're back up by 2. The three-point shooting from Vinton-Shellsburg. If South Tama cannot, push their score, there's a good look into the lane there by Davenport. First shot was no good, but on the comeback effort, he draws a foul against Vinton-Shellsburg.
Nice Euro step there by Kingston Davenport. Vinton-Shellsburg defender, I didn't see who it was ready to take a charge, and he just maneuvered right by him and drew the foul.
Shooting foul, too, and Davenport puts through the first.
First Trojan in double figures tonight with 10.
6:37 on the clock. One more shot for Kingston Davenport, the sophomore forward from South Tama. Second one is good. Tie score at 34. Vikings in the half court. Dunbar, pull up, long 2. Bank shot, it's good. Cameron Dunbar gets his first points of the third. Some full court pressure coming here from the Vikings. Daniel Weiss got it across the half court line, but kind of went into the air and threw it away. Truax, shot is no good, out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans.
Just like I said at halftime, Vinton-Shellsburg has 5 three-point shooters, and they're all not afraid to shoot the ball.
Truax goes up into the lane.
Who was that on?
That's got to be against Weiss.
Oh, that's on Pella Weiss.
So Pella Weiss picks up his 4th foul early in the third against Hudson Carolyn. They just kind of tangled underneath the hoop. Carolyn took a big tumble And Daniel Weiss didn't quite see how that kind of happened. Weiss kind of saw him flipped in the air there along the sideline after the inbound pass.
Yeah, Pella Weiss is going to come out of the game now. With those
Auclair
4
into the game. South Tama only with 2 bench players tonight. Damian Benner and Aiden Auclair. Benner a true post. Auclair really the only option at a guard or at the wing. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans.
Auclair there did a nice job. He's also lengthy kid.
Yeah, it's similar build to Pella
Similar
Weiss.
build to Pella, similar height.
Yeah.
And that
Long inbound pass near the half-court line. Vinton-Shellsburg with it. Bennett Rickles to Carolyn. Outside to Dunbar. He tries a 3. Not there. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings. Still a 2-point game after the pair of fouls on either team on this side of the court. Still Vinton-Shellsburg 36, South Tama 34. With 5:38 in the third quarter. Here's Cade Rosenberger sprinting up the sideline. He takes a fall onto the hard court, and another foul is going to be called. Bennett Rickles will be rung up for
that is his 3rd foul. Or do they have him for 2? Nope, they have him for 3 as well.
There we go. Inbound pass to Auclair. Stolen away by Kemp, and Kemp finishes on the fast break. Just got out ahead of Rosenberger there, and now the Trojans trailing by 4. South Tama needing to keep pace here in the third. Weiss, shot no good. Auclair, the putback, rims in and out. A good look, a good effort there by Aiden Auclair. Just couldn't get it to fall. Another 3-pointer from Kemp, no good. Dolash, the rebound. 5 minutes on the clock in the third. 38-34 the score. Vinton-Shellsburg ahead. Loose ball, forced turnover. South Tama turns it over on their into the court. Vinton-Shellsburg back into the half court. Dunbar through traffic. Layup attempt is no good. Fast break here for the Trojans. Rosenberger to Weiss. Weiss almost lost the handle down low, but Kingston Davenport somehow, some way cleans it up underneath. That was probably on 1 foot, it looked like.
It was on 1 foot. He was stuck in the air a little bit, and he still was able to get enough strength in the wrist to float that one in.
38-36 after the bucket from Davenport. 4:13 on the clock, third quarter. Hudson Carolyn, the forward from Vinton-Shellsburg near the free throw line, passes out to Kemp. Pump fake and a foul. Will be on Rosenberger, I think.
That is Cade's 2nd foul, so every one of our players has a foul except for Jeremy Dolash and Aiden Auclair.
Austin Kemp at the line. Been an effective shooter for this Vikings team. He gets the free throw.
He's been their spark on offense in this game. He has made a few threes, driven the lane, had a fast break layup.
Tanner Brownell checks in for Truax. A little more size onto the court now for Vinton-Shellsburg. Kemp's 2nd, bounces high, but it's good. 40-36 the score. Midway into the third. Some pressure. Getting South Tama to think about it, getting it into the half court. But they do, and it's Rosenberger holding it against Ryan Savola, the bench player for the Vikings. Passes it to Davenport. Now to Auclair. 3-pointer from Rosenberger, not there. Out of bounds, last touch by the Trojans. Vikings will inbound from the far side. It'll be a 4-point game still, 40-36. 40-36, Vinton-Shellsburg. 3.5 minutes to go here in the third. Rosenberger and Kemp tangle up, both go to the ground. But a bucket from the Vikings, that was Dunbar
Cameron Dunbar, yep.
for 2. Trojans back on offense now. Eau Claire with it on the right perimeter. Two-handed pass cross court to Rosenberger. Screen from Dolash. Now to Weiss. He goes baseline. Good pass there down low, but Carolyn just stripped it away from Dolash. Three-pointer off the mark from Dunbar. And Daniel Weiss comes down with the rebound for South Tama. 42-36. A 6-point lead. As Vinton-Shellsburg has won this third quarter so far and widening a lead here a little bit.
This is the largest lead of the game for either team, so that's just showing how competitive it has been.
South Tama with Pella Weiss on the bench with 4 fouls. So there's some shooting out of the lineup, but there's Kingston Davenport. Big shots and big moments from that sophomore. Getting a bucket to go right in front of the hoop. On the other end, Savola. Second time he's tried to go up and under like that, and he couldn't get it to go that time. Trojans with the rebound. Just over 2 minutes to go here. Daniel Weiss dribbles hard into the lane. And Dolash again losing the handle. Just had it ripped out of his hands by the Vikings, and Dunbar finishes on the fast break on the other side. 42-38 the score, as the Trojans quickly move it back up the court.
They really said that was just a kickball and not a foul.
Players on the ground and no whistle. And Vinton-Shellsburg finally gets a timeout as the baseline official going back and forth with Coach Pesca. I think the officials were kind of looking at the exchange between the coach and the baseline ref there and didn't catch the timeout. But anyway, we got a timeout here on the court. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Trojan Country.
Moments, you've made it to the right place. The Farmer's Daughter Photography and TFD Films are a proud supporter of Trojan Country and South Tama County activities. Located near Conrad, the Farmer's Daughter Photography and TFD Films offer an array of photo and video services, including family photos, newborns, kids and seniors, weddings, and commercial media. Check them out on the web at tfdphoto.com or on Facebook and Instagram to learn more.
Welcome back. Just about ready to get out of this timeout here. Darvin Graham and Keith Kiana with you live from Vinton-Shellsburg. South Tama trailing by 6 still, 44-38. What would you like to see from South Tama coming here as we get near the fourth quarter?
They just need to settle down in the half court. I think we're getting a little too out of control trying to break the press.
Yeah.
Once we get to half court, we just need to settle down and run the half court offense and not throw away the ball on some silly turnovers. So that's what's worked in the first half and in the third quarter. So
being able to play at different speeds when you got to move fast and then not carrying that over into the moments where you got to move more deliberately. But there's a whistle before Daniel Weiss can get it into the lane.
It's a off the ball foul
against Vinton-Shellsburg, looks like. Not sure on who.
Not sure what this is for.
And the action started underneath before the official could finish talking through with the head table.
It was a shot clock problem.
Okay, there we go. So the official's timeout sets the ball underneath the South Tama hoop. Kingston Davenport to inbound. Minute 42 to go on the clock. Aiden Eau Claire from the left side catches and delivers. And the Trojans back up to within 4, 44-40.
That was a nice strong take by Aiden on the inbound there. That's what we like to see, as he's really the only depth we have.
Brownell firing a 3 with a hand in his face. Shot's no good. Davenport the rebound. Davenport heads into the lane, and he will be called for a charge.
Once again, there we go. Just a little out of control, a little sped up by Kingston there. I think he needs to implement that. A little floater game, just a jump stop in front of the defender and not go into him like that.
Trojans playing without their leading scorer so far this season, Ivan Alvarado. He's been out since yesterday. Kemp, jumper off the mark. Loose ball picked up by the Vikings. Truax, and the Vikings swing it around to Dunbar. Carolyn at the elbow. Got a double team, but kicked it out to Kemp. Kemp into the lane. Finger roll is good. Austin Kemp. Him and Cameron Dunbar have been the dudes for this Vikings team so far, and they're back up to a 6-point lead. 36 seconds to go. 46-40. Trojans with the ball.
Too much dribbling.
And a
5-second
whistle.
call.
Yeah. South Tama turns it over again.
Coach Pesca going to put in Peloise back in for those last 30 seconds of the quarter. He needs to be really careful to not foul out here. And Damian Benner will check in to give Jeremy Dolash a breather. Jeremy's been in the entire game as well.
Yeah. So Rosenberger and Dolash get an extra 30 seconds here at the end of the third. Vinton-Shellsburg with the ball and a 6-point lead. In the half court, Cameron Dunbar pulls it way out near the half court line. Waiting to get that last second shot off. Dunbar past Davenport, kicks it out to Kemp. Hard shot off the backboard, no good. Truax gathers it. He'll have a last second attempt, no good. We go to the fourth. Vinton-Shellsburg 46, South Tama 40.
Located in the heart of corn and cattle country, Iowa Premium procures and processes only corn-fed Black Angus cattle that come hand-selected from family farms in Iowa and neighboring states. As Tama County's largest employer, the team at Iowa Premium are an anchor, not only in the beef industry, but throughout eastern and central Iowa. Iowa Premium, a national beef company. As partners in the community, Salt Creek Wind Project is committed to supporting Tama County's growth in a way that benefits all residents. Construction on the project will bring hundreds of new opportunities for Tama County's workforce and will allow workers to gain valuable, transferable skills. Hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue generated by the project will help improve county services such as schools, roads, and emergency response. And the clean, emission-free power generated will support a more reliable delivery system in the county and beyond. To learn more about Salt Creek Wind or to join our coalition of supporters, visit saltcreekwindproject.com.
Welcome back live to Vinton-Shellsburg High School. We are ready to start the fourth quarter. South Tama trailing against the Vikings 46-40 in what's been a back-and-forth affair. However, the Vikings really maintained a strong lead through this third quarter. Vikings with the ball, working it around, and it's Bennett Rickles drawing a foul and getting the bucket to go to start the fourth. Tough way to start this last quarter as South Tama just needs some momentum. Feels like they've been working uphill since halftime here.
Yes, exactly. They have really haven't controlled the lead a whole lot in this game, but they've been keeping it within striking distance. But
yeah,
I think foul trouble and a little bit of fatigue might be setting in a little bit.
The bucket goes for Rickles, and that makes it 49-40, opening minute of the fourth quarter. Rosenberger dribbling in against Dunbar. Left against Weiss. Vinton-Shellsburg trying to cheer on their defense here as
they're playing great defense.
6 seconds on the shot clock. Rosenberger nowhere to go. Weiss has 2 seconds. Last second heave, no good. And Davenport gets whistled for just a careless foul there as Davenport was trying to make the effort to go hard for the rebound, and
he picks up his third
picks
foul.
up his third. Auclair will check in for Rosenberger.
Coach Pesca just trying to save his main primary players with foul trouble.
Davenport with 3. Rosenberger, you got him for 2 or 3?
Rosenberger, I have him for 3.
With 3 as well. Pella Weiss with 4. Here's Hudson Carolyn working down low against Dolash. And a foul called against Jeremy Dolash, his
that
first.
That is only his first. That's a foul we are okay with.
Yeah.
For someone who is committing fouls. but I believe that's the
Seventh,
team
maybe?
seventh, so we'll be 1-1. Because they did say it was on the floor. It is a 1-1.
Yeah,
All right.
a 1-1. Hudson Carolan at the line here. First one's not there. Vinton-Shellsburg the rebound. They back it out to the perimeter. Savola from the point. Dribbles inside, and he draws a foul.
I believe they just said Kingston. That is also his 4th foul. Man.
And so South Tama got to go 6 minutes and 40 seconds yet. Got 2 players on the bench, 2 players with 4 fouls.
On the court.
On the court, yep. And 1 with 3. So the math not in the Trojans' favor so far. We'll see how they can kind of compose themselves here as Savola puts through the free throw. 51-40, now an 11-point lead as Vinton-Shellsburg has established themselves in the 3rd quarter, extending into the 4th. A missed 3-pointer by Peloise. And the transition here coming for Vinton-Shellsburg. The Vikings moving it around quickly around the perimeter. Fade away for Dunbar is good. Just a 2-pointer that time, but a nice-looking shot from the junior guard. 53-40 the score. Daniel Weiss, tough shot into traffic there. And it looks like Coach Pesk is going to pick up a technical.
He's not happy with that no call on the other end.
And so that will send
If that's Cameron Dunbar will shoot the
Dunbar
technical
to the
free
line
throws.
for the tech shot. 13-point game here.
Biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, biggest lead easily. South Tama kind of unraveling here a little bit in the second half. Dunbar makes the first. And Vinton-Shellsburg, for their effort, they're not a they're a one-win team here. So playing really for the same kind of opportunity that South Tama is. Carolyn makes the 2 shots. Or excuse me, Dunbar makes the 2 shots. Now a 15-point lead for Vinton-Shellsburg. Good looking first half for the Trojans.
He just got into foul trouble in the second.
Yep. Carolan, 3-pointer off the mark. Daniel Weiss into traffic, kicks it out to Peloise. Tipped out of bounds by Truax, and it will stay with the Trojans on their half court. Inbound pass to Rosenberger. He's moving players around, directing traffic from the point. Dolash has it now. Now to Daniel Weiss. And a whistle down low. Gonna be a foul on Rickles, I think.
That is his 4th foul.
A much deeper bench, though, for Vinton-Shellsburg, as they've been really maybe playing 8 deep so far tonight, and still another
8 or 9, yep.
Yeah, a full JV squad sitting next to the varsity here, so they can play all night if they need to. South Tama just with two reserves tonight. 15-point game, 55-40. Trojans still with the ball after that foul by Bennett Rickles. Peloise from the right corner. Jumper from Cade Rosenberger off the mark. Truax the rebound. And here comes Vinton-Shellsburg pressing it up the court. Kemp from the right side, and they're going to slow things down. Kemp guarded by Davenport. Goes right by him. Back out to Dunbar, and Peloise strips it away from Dunbar, who didn't know what he wanted to do there.
Thought about the shot.
Yeah. Here's Rosenberger into the lane. Shot's no good, but a foul.
Foul's on. Foul was on Savola there. That's only his first foul.
Rosenberger at the line makes the first. Weiss, and first point for either Weiss or Rosenberger here coming from the free throw line. Second one's good. 55-42. Midway into the fourth quarter, and a timeout called by South Tama.
MarkWest Law Office in Toledo is a proud Trojan Country sponsor and supporter of STC activities. Attorney Mike Marquess and the staff at MarkWest Law Office are here to help during life's most challenging moments. The attorneys at MarkWest Law specialize in a variety of areas, including family law, criminal defense, real estate, and civil litigation. With a growing staff of legal professionals, there's a good chance MarkWest Law can handle your case. MarkWest Law. We care, we listen, we can help. Call 641-484-1001 or visit tamalaw.com for more. S&S Car Wash provides both automatic and hand wash services as well as detailing for your vehicle. S&S Car Wash, your local car wash destination with convenient locations in Toledo and Tama.
Welcome back out of the timeout. South Tama and Vinton-Shellsburg in action here tonight, live from Vinton, Iowa. Trojans trailing 55-42 here as we saw a back and forth, several lead changes in the first half. In the second half, another story. Shooting has gone cold for South Tama. Either Cade Rosenberger just put in 2 free throws. Neither him nor Daniel Weiss had gotten a point up until that point. Kingston Davenport kind of kept things going for STC with some buckets underneath the hoop. Now here's Vinton-Shellsburg, their first look out of the timeout in their half court. Austin Kemp gets it down low to Carolyn. Kemp from the free throw line. It's good. 57-42 the score now. Dolash goes hard to the rack. Can't get the shot to fall from the left side. And easy rebound for the Vikings. 4 minutes now to go left in the fourth quarter. Kemp drives in, kicks it out to Savola. Now Dunbar top of the key. Kemp inside, guarded by Rosenberger. Dunbar floats it up and in from the baseline.
And those two have been on fire tonight. They've had a great interaction between the two of them.
And they're the only ones doing, scoring the ball for Vinton-Shellsburg.
Yeah, they both have 19 each, and that's something you don't see every day from two teammates nearing 20 points each in a single game.
South Tama with the ball in their half court, 59-42 the score, with 3:21 left in the fourth quarter. Trojans with some foul trouble tonight, 2 players with 4 fouls. And a whistle underneath the hoop. South Tama on their end. It's going to be against Brody Klein. Just getting his first look of the second half. Shot's no good. And the Trojans, rebound by Peloise. Daniel Weiss into traffic. Goes up, contact, no whistle.
Ooh, and he is not.
Weiss now holding his leg. So tweak there by Daniel Weiss as this game is stopped and Coach Peska's on the court attending to his junior guard.
He's stretching him out, it looks like. I think it might just be
Cramp, yeah.
cramp.
Hard to tell from our vantage point, but
Vinton-Shellsburg athletic trainer who's been sitting right here next to us all night is out there stretching him out.
And so it will be 2:52 on the clock, but the Trojans down a few here, 59-42. Have not really seen the inklings of a comeback yet either, with short time in the fourth. We'll be right back. We'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Sharn Weber's in Toledo serves central and northeast Iowa with the latest in heating and cooling systems, water softeners, plumbing and electrical installation, as well as expert service and repair. As a family-owned Hallmark business from the South Tama community, Sharn Weber's is proud to support Trojan spirit on the field, on the stage, on the court, or in the classroom. When the job needs done, call Sharn Weber's at 800-542-7980.
Okay, we come back to the action here from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. We just had an injury timeout. Daniel Weiss, some kind of leg injury or a cramp. He made his way out to the hallway, so he is probably done for the night with just under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. But South Tama, not a ton of options here with one player left on the bench. Benner and Eau Claire into the game. And a foul.
That's
Rosenberger.
Fourth foul
Fourth on Rosenberger.
So now Davenport, Heloise,
And
Cade
Rosenberger.
Rosenberger, all 4 fouls, and all 3 of them are on the court.
So you would think South Tama would have to go to an early stoppage if two foul out here in the last 3 minutes. Some reserves finally checking in for Vinton-Shellsburg. Cameron Dunbar goes to the bench for Levi Ferguson. As Kemp at the line for another shot. Off the mark. Benner the rebound. Here's Davenport from the right side. Pull up, jumper. No good. Caleb Mott the rebound. Almost a full second unit on now here for Vinton-Shellsburg, except for Austin Kemp, probably just a ball handler to distribute. Kemp goes hard into the lane, right at Davenport. And that's probably gonna be it for Davenport, or maybe an offensive foul.
Who did that? They called that on Cade Rosenberger.
So Rosenberger fouls out. And Dolash will come on. So I don't think I've seen Weiss make his way back to the bench. There he is now.
He can go back in. He only has one foul, but you just have to see if his cramps have died down just a little bit before he can get back in.
So Daniel Weiss, the only available player on the bench now for South Tama. 2 more players with 4 fouls. And Austin Kemp at the line for one more shot here. 60-42 is the score, as it's been all Vinton-Shellsburg since early in the third quarter. Don't love the sportsmanship there from Kent, going right at Davenport. Got to feel you're trying to draw a foul there, but at any rate, he's out of the game. He checks out for the last reserve. And another whistle underneath. This one will be against Vinton-Shellsburg. And that will be Ferguson picking up a foul, sending Kingston Davenport to the line. 1-and-1 shot is no good. Davenport gathers it along the side. Damian Benner down low. Kicks it out to Pella Weiss. Weiss dribbles in, shoots, no good. Klein the rebound, and Vinton-Shellsburg back in the half court. Minute 45 to go. 61-42 the score here. Vinton-Shellsburg in control as we wind this thing down. Savola dribbling in, gets it to Klein from the baseline. Klein posting up against Dolash, and he rolls one in. Good touch there from the big fella.
At that point, that's all Jeremy can do. He used his body well, went straight up. Just the bigger body of Klein is taking over right there.
Trojans back on offense here. Klein and Savola go to the bench for more reserves from Vinton-Shellsburg. Weiss into the lane, no good. And a foul called against Vinton-Shellsburg. It's on
number 10,
Jacoby Johnson. That'll send Dolash to the line. Kind of a third unit on now for Vinton-Shellsburg. Clock's needing to get attended to, so we got another pause. Just over a minute to go. South Tama down 63-42. Vinton-Shellsburg going to go out and win this thing tonight. Here's another three by Pella Weiss. This one's off the mark. Loose ball picked up by Kingston Davenport. Another foul against the Vikings. Double bonus now for Vinton-Shellsburg. And the shot is no good for Davenport.
2 free throws in a row he's missed. He's been in the game the whole night. I think that's just fatigue setting in as the game winds down.
Yeah, the adrenaline kind of coming out of this one and giving over to probably some mental disappointment and like you said, fatigue. 30 seconds to go here. 63-42. Maybe time for 2 more possessions. Ball swatted out of bounds by Davenport. Last touched by Vinton-Shellsburg, and everybody in the kitchen sink getting into the game here for the Vikings. Inbound pass to Johnson. Ball stripped away. Another steal. Johnson steals it. Layup is good. 63-44, 15 seconds to go. Or 65, excuse me, 65-42. Auclair dribbles in, kicks it out to Benner. Davenport into the lane. And that will do it. Final score from Vinton-Shellsburg 65, South Tama 42. We'll be right back with a quick wrap up here from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. You're listening to Trojan Country. All right, welcome back. post-game wrap-up here live from Vinton-Shellsburg High School. South Tama taking the loss, a tough one here, 64-42. And if you could give us some stats, Keith, from the Trojans and the Vikings.
Leading off with South Tama, Kingston Davenport led the team with 15 points. He played most of the fourth quarter with 4 fouls. Peloise was second in scoring with 9. All of those came in like back-to-back possessions in the first quarter when he got hot to start, cooled off the rest of the way. He also played the game a lot in the second half with 4 fouls. Daniel Weiss with 8, left the game early with a cramp. Cade Rosenberger finished with 6, fouled out of the game. Aiden O'Clair and Jeremy Dolash both finished with 2 points each. And for the Vinton-Shellsburg Vikings, it was the Cameron Dunbar and Austin Kemp show, as Austin Kemp led the way, not committing a foul and scoring 21 points. Cameron Dunbar was not far behind him, scoring 20, as 41 of the 65 came from those 2 players. And that is something that the Vikings do not have. But they exploited the South Tama defense pretty well and were able to get season highs in total points, I imagine. Brody Klein off the bench with 8. The big lineman for Vinton-Shellsburg came off the bench and was a spark, hitting a buzzer beater and 1 in the first half. Bennett Rickles with 5. Tanner Brownwell off the bench with a 3-pointer. Jacoby Johnson with a garbage time layup. And Levi Ferguson with a free throw in the fourth quarter.
Really, for South Tama, some silver linings. A really nice first half. It was back and forth. South Tama, a little outmatched, maybe with some size and some of the range of Vinton-Shellsburg, but really did a nice job of getting multiple players involved. Again, a really nice effort from Kingston Davenport across, I'd say, all four quarters. Yep. He kind of went cold a little bit in the second half, but composed himself well, stayed in the game, did not foul out despite early foul trouble, and I think that's got to be some building blocks for South Tama as they go into the holiday break and start some practices. So look forward to seeing this Trojan team after some more players join up and get some time to get healthy and all kinds of, the flu going around for everybody, I think, in the state right now. So hopefully, I'm sure some of that's kicking around the team as well. So hopefully see a rejuvenated boys and girls team coming out of the holiday break. Any holiday plans for you, Keith? What are you guys up to?
We are actually going down to see our grandparents in St. Louis.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yep. We'll be down there from tomorrow until Friday. Spend Christmas Eve up here, and
nice.
I'll be heading to the Music City Bowl for the Iowa-Kentucky game in Nashville with a few friends of mine, my girlfriend, and 3 friends. So,
excellent.
That'll be an excellent time to kick off the new year, and after that, I'll be right back here next to you.
Hey, we're excited.
And that'll be a really fun time to get back and call games with you once the new year rolls around.
You bet. We're looking forward to it. So everybody out there in Trojan Country Land, have a great holiday. Stay safe out there with the incoming weather this weekend. And good night, and go Trojans.